I'm a young entrepreneur running a local snack bar. Recently, I've developed a unique relationship with a friend's mother. It's not something I can boast about to just anyone, so I've turned to an online forum to share my story. Some might find my taste a bit peculiar, but I hope you'll read my story with an open mind. My shop is located in a commercial complex within an apartment block on the ground floor, and it's registered under my father's name. Originally, I had no connection to the food industry. I graduated with a degree in history and was teaching children, not in a school, but running a study room near my home. However, when my father, who was successfully running the snack bar, was diagnosed with cancer and couldn't work anymore, the responsibility fell to me. My father's snack bar was quite popular, known for its consistent taste and generous use of fresh ingredients. We serve customers in-house and also take delivery orders. The shop has many positive reviews and a high satisfaction rate. My father was always worried about the shop, and after learning the ropes from him, I started to manage everything, from ordering ingredients to the miscellaneous tasks involved in cooking. It was exhausting, but the income was good enough to keep me going. My father worked alongside a server, operating the shop 6 days a week, including public holidays. When he passed away suddenly, I had to continue running the shop during a period of high sales, and closing temporarily wasn't an option. In a rush, I found out that my friend's mother, who had previous experience running a snack bar, could help out. I have a friend named John, who I've been close with since elementary school. John is pale and used to be quite skinny, but he grew a lot in high school and is now about my height. He was always one of the top students in our class. I've always loved eating, which helped me grow tall during my reckless middle school days. When I was tempted to hang out with friends who preferred playing over studying, John was the one who pulled me back, insisting that wasn't the way to live. Thanks to model student John, I avoided bad influences, focused on my studies, and made it to college. Growing up, I spent a lot of time hanging out at John's place. It seemed like no matter how much time we spent playing, it always coincided with mealtime, and John's mom would always greet us with a smile and a hearty meal. Despite my protests that I could eat at home, she insisted I stay for dinner. She always looked at me with such warmth. Tall herself, she often mentioned hoping John would take after her side of the family in height, saying she wished John could be tall like Michael. After meals at John's, I'd often feel so cozy and sleepy that I didn't want to leave. John had his own record player in his room, along with all the latest tapes and CDs, and I loved staying over to talk and listen to music with him. John's mom was always kind when I visited, telling John to keep company with good-natured friends like Michael and urging him to study hard like me. John's dad was often busy with work and came home late, which made it tough to see him. It seemed like the burden of being the breadwinner weighed heavily on him, and at times, John's mom felt the strain of having to play both parental roles. She confided in me about these challenges, probably because I was a frequent visitor and she felt comfortable sharing. On Sundays, when John's dad caught up on sleep, the house was always quiet. Despite her cheerful and lively nature, John's mom seemed limited in her ability to enjoy outings because of her husband's busy and tiring schedule. Even after starting college, I occasionally visited John's house, but I didn't stay over as much as I did when we were younger. John's house was quite close to mine. One day, after receiving my paycheck from a part-time job, I bought a watermelon and took it to John's house. I told John's mom, "Your meals always felt so warm and welcoming. I got my paycheck today and thought of you, so I bought some fruit. Please enjoy it with Uncle." John wasn't there at the time, but his mom praised my character and maturity, appreciating that I thought to bring a gift. John was busy studying for a certification and often came home late. My visits continued to be a highlight for John's mom, likely because she lacked company with her only son being out studying late. John's mom, a large woman who was an excellent cook, made delicious salmon sandwiches. I wasn't usually a fan of salmon sandwiches, but they tasted heavenly when she made them. I shared many wonderful memories with John's mom. News of her husband's passing, John's mother, still radiant and spirited as ever, came to assist us. She's always said cooking is her favorite pastime. When she agreed to look after my shop for a few days, I began explaining the tasks, but she quickly grasped everything. Having once run a restaurant herself, she watched me explain with a content smile, her eyes filled with pride, seeing me as a dependable friend of her son. Amidst the funeral arrangements, she urged me to focus on my family, assuring that she had everything under control at the shop. True to her word, the shop's sales remained steady under her watch, and I made sure to express my gratitude with a bonus. Reviewing the CT footage later, I saw her treating my shop with the same care as if it were her own, which deeply moved me. A few days later, John called, checking in on me after the funeral. During our conversation, his mom, overhearing us, kindly offered her help for any future needs. Then the unexpected happened. Our server fell victim to a rental scam and had to move away. Expressing regret over leaving but grateful for the fair treatment and pay at our restaurant, I reached out to John's mom, asking if she could step in, and she eagerly agreed. Her efficiency and neat work ethic matched perfectly with mine, making her an indispensable part of the team. On a particularly cold winter day, too lazy to head home, I found solace in our storage room turned makeshift resting area. John's mom joined me, seeking refuge from the cold, and we shared a blanket and some beers, reminiscing about the passage of time and how John has grown. Despite her age, she looked beautiful, locking the door to ensure privacy as we enjoyed a pleasant evening together. John's dad, busy with retirement preparations and studying for certifications, often came home late, a habit unchanged over the years. His mom, despite a lifetime of dedication to family and the shop, felt unappreciated in her marriage, a sentiment that saddened me. Realizing the rare quality time they spent as a couple, I promised her not to let her feel lonely anymore. Nowadays, things are going well both at work and with John's mom. My own mother urges me to find a partner and settle down, unaware of the special relationship I've developed. In her mid-50s, John's mom finds satisfaction in working together and cherishing our moments. Although it feels unconventional to have such a bond with a friend's mom, we've become indispensable to each other, fulfilling a unique partnership we both value.